Hello and good day. This is Corey from the BachScholar YouTube channel and the Well-Rounded Pianist.com. Thank you for joining me today. I have a real treat for you here. I have, in a few minutes, after I do a little talking and I show you something from the internet, I have a sample video from the Well-Rounded Pianist. Some of you may have heard about the Well-Rounded Pianist but might not know what it is. Well, I invite you to just go right over there and sign up. It's highly affordable rates. I teach piano to all students, beginners through advanced, all ages from kids to adults. And I am offering to you today on YouTube a sample video. It's a part 3 of a tutorial on a little Mozart Minuet. The reason why I chose this piece and not some large, big, romantic virtuoso work is to show you how I teach. I believe that you don't have to play big, long, difficult, virtuosic works to learn piano. The little Mozart pieces are just as good for advanced players as they are for beginners. Another reason why I'm bringing this to you on YouTube today is to demonstrate my thoroughness and my care in teaching. This Mozart Minuet that I will show you today in a sample, it's part 3 from a 3-part series on the Well-Rounded Pianist. All 3 parts last a total of 30 minutes. This is very typical for my tutorials on the Well-Rounded Pianist. The Minuet itself is less than 1 minute long. It's about 1 minute or less. My tutorial for this 1 minute piece is 30 minutes long. Where can you find that on YouTube? You can't. I did a search on YouTube for this minuet and similar minuets, and the longest videos you'll find is about 8 minutes long, perhaps 10 minutes for one video for one piece. I give you usually 30 minutes for a 1 minute piece. This is very typical of my teaching style. I don't let anything go. I am very thorough with my teaching, and I want to show that to you and demonstrate that to you today on YouTube. I've been #1 on Google now for at least the last 3 years. If you do a Google search, piano lessons Skype, I'm #1 after the ads and after the group site. So here's the Google search engine. I'm going to put in piano lessons Skype, enter, and we have here a bunch of ads at the top. They're paid ads here, so they can be at the top of piano lessons Skype. You can see here's some videos. Here's Josh Wright. Here's yours truly, BachScholar here. Here's online Skype piano lessons, pianoteachersconnect.com. That's a large site with many piano teachers, so that's sort of a group thing. But right below that, right below all these questions here, piano lessons via Skype, BachScholar, BachScholar.com. That is #1 on Google, not including the ads, and not including this larger company site here, which hires many piano teachers, I think. This is about the 3rd year in a row that the BachScholar site and that me, yours truly, Dr. Corey Hall, have been #1 on Google. It's about the 3rd year in a row. I'm pretty sure I've been tracking it for a few years now. I think it's about 3 years now. #1 on Google for piano lessons via Skype. So it's really quite amazing, and I was quite shocked to find out that I was #1 on Google a few years ago, and I'm even more shocked to find out that it's still there. I'm still at the top. So if you would like to join the Well-Rounded Pianist and become a student of mine, I upload new content weekly, every week, maybe with just a couple weeks off each year. I very consistently upload new content every weekend, usually on Sunday. I send out a newsletter for all members, usually Sunday evening I do that. I'm very regular with my schedule and my uploading. I upload a lot of new content weekly on the Well-Rounded Pianist, whereas on YouTube I'm not really that active anymore, and for good reason, because the Well-Rounded Pianist is really the focus of my attention. I want to teach you how to play piano. I don't want to just play on YouTube, and I do some videos here and there on YouTube, but the bulk of my activity now, probably 80 to 90% of my weekly activity now as a teacher is making private videos for VIP clients, VIP students on the Well-Rounded Pianist. This is an incredible website, incredible. There's now over 2,000 videos on the Well-Rounded Pianist. No, I don't think any other single creator has that many videos. In fact, I think it's the largest site in the world right now from any single creator. There are other much larger sites like Piano Marvel, for instance, but they're a very large company and with lots of employees. Very fine site, I may say. But the Well-Rounded Pianist, that's my creation. I do all the creating of new content weekly. I think I'm pretty safe to say it's the largest site of its kind in the world right now on the internet. I want to invite you to join. I want to be your personal professor, and I hope to see you there. Sit back and enjoy this part 3 to my Mozart Minuet in B-flat major. Hello and welcome back. This is part 3 to Mozart's Minuet in B-flat major, K15 PP. All the ones with the numbers 15 in it. If you look at this young Mozart book here, which is a later edition of this one here that I'm working from, that's free on IMSLP. You see all the ones that have KV15 come from the London sketchbook of Mozart that he did when he was 6 to 8 years old. So you can look through a lot of these, and here are KV15 with a letter. So 15 PP is the number of this particular minuet in B-flat major. It's a delightful little piece, flawless little composition, and we are going to put hands together here, and you'll see that why I do the articulation I do. If you only look at the left hand by itself, you might think, oh, you need to always play staccato quarter notes or whatever. But if you consider the right hand at the same time, often the hands want to be in agreement. So when we put hands together, so I would play a slur, 2-note slur on those, staccato on those. Now the legato line starts. That legato, I think that's better than playing legato in the right hand, staccato in the left hand. That's not to say that there are never any pieces by Mozart in which you will play legato in one hand and staccato in the other hand. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in this particular case, it seems like the more musical thing to do to make the hands in agreement, because it's such a beautiful legato line in the right hand. Such a beautiful, well-crafted melodic line there, I think works well with the legato left hand. So we have now you have two note slurs. So the hands are pretty much in agreement. When you have two note slurs, you have them in both hands. Then those are in agreement. And those are in agreement. You have legato left hand, legato right hand. As I pointed out in the previous video, with the right hand, I would change this. I think he just forgot the little small note. The appoggiaturas were usually indicated with a small note. He probably just forgot to put the small note there, which indicates on the beat. So I would change this F to an E and to a half note E, and then put this F where that rest is, like that. That's the standard way of doing minuets. He has one here at the end, so there's no reason why it shouldn't be here also. So now let's go on. We'll start from here, the second half. Legato. Notice how that's the same as the first time we did it. We had that's in the key of B flat. Now the second time it happens, it's just transposed to the key of F. So we have the phrase again there. It's the same phrase, same as the first time, with basically the same left hand, with just a slightly different last two notes in the left hand. So let's try this phrase here, starting here. Two note slurs. We have that. And as I pointed out before in the other minuet video, these dynamic marks here are just suggestions by the editor. That's why they have very small letters. Those Mozart did not indicate dynamics in this, and his instrument was not like ours where you can get huge differences in dynamics. In fact, this may have been even played on the harpsichord, in which case you can't really play dynamics on harpsichord like you can on a piano. So this was composed on the early forte piano, in which there wasn't a huge difference between fortes and pianos anyway. So when you do differences in dynamics in this kind of a piece, it's not going to be huge. Not going to be huge differences, just small differences, I think. So it's not the same as if you were to play Chopin or Liszt or Brahms or something like that, which requires much greater range and dynamics. Now, let's go through both hands together with repeats at a good practice speed at 84. And as I said before, I think a good performance speed for this would be around 108. We're going to do a practice speed of 84. Ready and play. Sorry. You can slow down a little bit there at the end. You can also do this. You can also go that instead of that. It seems more consistent that way. He did that in other minuets as well. So there we have the just absolutely delightful little minuet here. He wrote when he was 6 years old, either 6 or 7, I think. Just amazing. Amazing. How many 6 or 7-year-olds do you know that can write such perfect little compositions like this? The melodies are flawless. They're really flawless melodies. You know, I think we underestimate these little pieces. Yes, they're easy. Yes, they're for beginning to intermediate level students or lower intermediate level students, but it's such great music that it should not be neglected by anyone. So regardless of how advanced you are on the piano, I mean, if you're the most advanced concert pianist playing the most difficult music, it's always a delight to play this music, and it's not below you to play this music. If you're a piano teacher, you should definitely be teaching these to students of all ages, kids and adults. And that's why I'm bringing these little pieces to you on the Well-Rounded Pianist, so you can have exposure to something that's a little less virtuosic than usual, but highly, highly enjoyable. Stay tuned for more Mozart pieces on the Well-Rounded Pianist.